live, I guess. Okay, I guess it's live. It's live now. Can you check?
I don't see it. No, I don't see it.
अभी तो यार मेरे को YouTube में भी option
yeah,
मिला
yeah,
है
now
instant.
now it's live.
Okay, we are 5 minutes late, and I'm really sorry for this. Okay, am I audible? If anyone is watching, please let us know if I am audible or not.
I think you're audible to me. I don't know about others.
Yeah.
Let me check. I'm going to mute you and then I can check.
Hello everyone. Please let me know if I'm audible. Hello. Okay. Hi Harsh. Hi Rocky. Hi Nitin. Okay. So if I am audible, please do let me know. Yes, audible. Okay. Thank you so much. So hello and welcome all of us. I'll introduce you to a very talented person with me. Nitin, okay, says I am audible. Okay, I'm really sorry for this delay. I'm really sorry for this delay. Actually, अभी यहाँ पे लाइव स्ट्रीम का कुछ चक्कर था ऐसा करके, so अभी वो sort out हो गया. So today I have a friend of mine who will guide us through the ESP-IDF and its integration with the VS Code. He is Pratik, and Pratik, if I'm audible to you, please introduce yourself to the audience and please guide us through the process and what we can do with the ESP-IDF and VS Code.
Hello guys, this is Pratik. I'm Shrey Sharma's one of the new friends we can call.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting to the stream. I would like to. I'm thankful to Shrey Sharma for giving me an opportunity on such platform to share some small knowledge, maybe getting started with ESP32 with IDF. So a lot of you guys know ESP32 is a big chip. So I would like to go to a web page where I can show you the proper details. So I'm going to share my screen as of now. Hopefully it should work. So if it's working, then please do put it in the chat. I can see the chat live from my screen.
Great.
So from okay now. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see, but again you have to.
I have to share the screen.
Yeah.
So this is the screen itself.
Great.
So is my screen visible to you guys now?
Please let us know if the screen is visible. Please let us know if the screen is visible. Rocky, Harsh, Nitin.
I think I can see the screen. Yeah, now I can see my screen. I'm checking on my phone.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so I have two screens. Yes, it is visible to them.
इसमें 1-2 मिनट का डिले ऐसा रहता है.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
So here is a specific website itself. So the way you so let me introduce what is ESP basically. So ESP is a manufacturer, specific. So it is a manufacturer who develops a good SoC, which is basically ESP 32 SoC. You can see they develop a lot of good microcontroller / processor, since there is ESP v3, which has so they have new versions as well. ESP 826 series, ESP32 series. There is new series which is ESP C, which has RISC-V controller. So these are all new products in the market. So we are going to concentrate on, especially on IDF, which is basically development framework for Esposito. And so you can code in native language, in native C via this framework. So the way you go, like uh, installing the whole process and everything, is something like represented in a proper diagram in their documentation. So there is this documentation, which is this. So before going ahead, so let me tell you that this chip, ESP32 uh, chip, if you search this, so you can see and know like this is the development kit itself. So you need to buy a proper development kit. So either it can be a node MCU, which also has 8266 and also ESP32. So if you go node MCU, so I can search over here. So you get this. So these you can buy in India for around 800 rupees or something like that, and it is really easy to get started with this chip itself. So you just have to use a micro USB cable, and in micro USB, uh, you just connect it to a computer. Any Windows laptop or maybe desktop can will support this whole programming setup. So going ahead with how do we program this uh, whole framework, like set it up inside of your computer. So the way it basically, you have different things inside of ESP-IDF itself, which is development framework. So in which there is a tool chain which is supposed to basically compile the whole code for you, which basically converts your higher language, which is basically C, to basically ones and zeros. So that's the thing that we use to code the whole microcontroller. So assume this ESP IDF as Arduino ID. You can say it like it is a proper ID now. So integrating with an editor, it makes it a ID. Without ID, it is basically a tool chain, or you can say method to program ESP32. So there are a bunch of, so if you land this on this page, I'm just spamming this in the chat. So you can go on this link and just basically start go like it. The whole information is right in front of you. You don't need to do a lot of googling or anything, like searching for codes or simple tutorials or something like that. So today's goal for me is basically to make sure that you guys know how to use ESP32 chip using ESP-IDF. So what you need is basically ESP32 or USB cable and a computer which basically runs Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. So today I'm doing for Windows. Uh, maybe later I can show Linux, or maybe I create a page which points towards the Linux tutorial or something like that. So here's the thing. So right now you have your computer and you have your USB ready and ESP32 board, which is a board similar to this or this, any one of them. So it doesn't matter much. So now we have, so so to install this, the only thing that you need is basically one exe file that they developed recently. So previously it was a big deal to install the whole process, like installing the toolchain. Now it is becoming easier and easier thanks to Especific for that. So they are taking care of software and removing bugs and stuff, and
So
there's a lot of development going on.
previously it was like you have to download each and every tool manually, right?
Yeah,
And now
yeah,
they
yeah,
have compiled
yeah.
under one roof. Yeah.
Yeah, it is basically one exe, and you just install it and you can
Exactly,
basically
exactly, exactly.
do it. So once you are on this page, so basically you go on Windows. So you click on Windows, and it will take to the installer and stuff. So in this page, all it matters to you is basically downloading this whole this one bundle, which is exe, uh,
Exactly.
to have everything inside of it.
Yeah.
So it has Python 3.3 and Windows as well. So for Git for Windows, so Git is a uh, mandatory software, so that they can basically, you can pull the
Repository.
examples and newest update to your code base itself. So I'm going to show it later. We can have a little chat about
Yeah,
how this
basically
whole
in my
thing.
previous video I have shown them how to install these things and how to get started with the ESP
Yeah,
IDF.
yeah,
So
exactly. So once you have this thing, you download this, and I'm going to download it. So I have already downloaded and kept it on my desktop. So you once it takes like 10-15 minutes for me. So I don't know. It depends on the speed and what type of computer you have. So
exactly.
that's there. So I'm going to cancel it, and so I have this whole thing already installed. So you go there. So you double click on this, and hopefully it will show it to me. So I do accept. I mean, you have to basically click everything like Python, and so for me it's 64-bit configuration for a lot of these laptops. I don't think laptop have 64 like 32-bit or something like that. Older Windows might have. So
Exactly.
you need to check which system do you have, and based on that, and this is an important thing. So Python works in different bit. It works differently. So for me it's 64-bit, and then you just do it, and just go ahead and click yes and yes. So you can also install this
So
gate itself.
basically at this point, this toolchain is asking if you already have these software installed at your
Yeah, yeah.
PC or if you want to install them. So there
If
are
you
both the
want to install,
options.
you can do that. You can
Exactly.
install
Yeah.
that. Please. Yeah, so the one that I have is already installed.
Exactly.
So this is the available version for me. If you want to install, so for you the installation will something like it will ask you if you have an older version of it
Exactly.
or maybe a newer, then you need to switch or something like that. It will ask you for that. So you have to basically be careful about installing this software, because a single mistake can like make you reinstall the whole process, like start the whole process again from scratch. So because there is only one exe that I have, that we have, so, and it's the only, if you make it proper, like install it properly, then it will be much more easier for you. So you go next, and I have already a ESP-IDF version which is already installed. So for you, it will be basically download the ESP IDF. So you click this and do the next thing. So right now I'm not going to do it because it will screw the whole setup that I've already done like long time back. So I'm not going to do it. So let's try if now it will do a copy, but I don't want to do a copy because it will change
You
the
can skip this
variables.
part. You can skip this
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
downloading the ESP because I've shown this in my previous
okay,
videos as well. So where I've
yeah,
just selected the path of my ESP IDF and then it
yeah.
works absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You so if you go in versions, so how do you check the versions and what are the versioning system that you have? So for that, the answer to that question for the stable build and stuff, it's right in the documentation.
Exactly.
So if you go in the version, so here's this web page and here's this documentation. So there are different type of versions that are available right now, and you can, the version that I'm running around is basically latest. So in latest version, you get the best version of ESP-IDF, and there is this stable version where there are less bugs, but it is much more stable and it's properly working. So I would recommend you guys to go on stable version, and it will load a page and change a version or something like that. Or what you can do, instead of changing from here, what you can do is select the version that you need. So the stable version is, I think, you can do
4.0.
4.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can do, this is the stable version and this is the latest version. So I'm not going to install this since I've already installed. And yeah, so once you install this whole thing, it will take like 15 to 30 minutes maybe, because it's downloading the whole library from here. So this is the GitHub repository, and it's
Exactly.
downloading this files, which is basically the whole stack for ESP
ESP.
IDF. And
Yeah.
also on top of that, there are multiple things which is for used for debugging and stuff. So those things like toolchain and everything.
Exactly.
So it will download that file. It will put it in proper folders where you want and everything. And once you are done with that, so you get basically a command line like this. So you get a command prompt which is cmd.exe right in front of your desktop. So I have this. So what do I do with this? Do I need to what can I do? The question arises. So how am I going to do the coding and stuff? So you just double click it. Once you double click, you'll get the whole situation. It does the whole thing for you. You don't need to do. So where it's right now. So if you are a beginner at CMD or command line interface, so you need to get proper understanding, like where the command line prompt, what it says, and what does it understand. So right now it's in user in my folder username, and this is ESP-IDF folder. It's inside of this. So if you go inside of this, so right now I'm going to do,
Yeah, so basically it is pointing towards that ESP
yeah,
IDF directory.
yeah, directory, and
Yeah.
it's in the, wait, um, so users, Pratik, and
So
hopefully
yeah.
IDF.
So just to summarize, what we have done so far is we have installed the ESP-IDF toolchain, we have installed the ESP-IDF complete repository, and now once you install the ESP-IDF, you will get this ESP-IDF command prompt, and when you
Yeah.
double click on it, you will see it is pointing towards the ESP-IDF directory
Yeah.
from where you can
Yeah.
program your ESP32 boards.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So this is how it looks. So
yeah,
this is the whole site. So you see user Pratik and ESP-ID. It's the same
exactly.
stuff. So right now I'm using a graphical user interface, and this is basically CLI. It's
CLI.
basically command line interface. So it's nothing daunting or something to be afraid of. It's much more like lot. If you're starting with this, it will look really different, like you're doing some hacking or something like that. But it's not like that. It's
Yes.
pretty much like a simple command line interface
So
where you can
it's
use.
basically you don't have to use your mouse. You just
Yeah,
use your keyboard to control
navigate
different
through
things
folders.
or navigate through different directories or stuff. So
Yeah,
this
so
is just
yeah,
the
that's,
command line and GUI. Yeah.
yeah, GUI. So once you are here, and the only thing that you can do right now is to check ESP-IDF. So there is this simple command already given to you by ESP itself. It's saying that
ES.
ESP-py.build.
Yeah.
So is it going to build or is it not? Let's check it out. So it will give us some error, but what are the errors? We can see what are the errors. See, it says that there is no code or anything available right now on right in front of this.
Mhm.
So it is an error which is basically says CMake is not available. So CMake is a compiler for ESP IDF. So it uses a compiler CMake and use Python for it. I don't know the specifics of it, like how does that happen, but it is it is what it is. So once you're in ESP IDF, the same folder. Right now I'm in CLI, but once I go inside of a folder, then you can see
Uh,
there's a huge
Pratik,
folder
you
called.
just you can change the view from the list view to the thumbnails or large icons so
Oh
that we
yeah,
can
yeah,
see,
yeah,
yeah,
that would be,
properly.
yeah, exactly. So is it visible now?
Yeah, yeah.
Extra large. Oh no, that is too much. Uh,
Large icons will be fine. Okay, that's great.
yeah.
So here,
Okay.
as you can see, there are different folders: build, components, docs, examples. So we'll go to examples and we'll start with the predefined examples that comes with the ESP
Yeah.
IDF. In the previous
Yeah.
video,
Yeah.
I've also shown the blank example. So we can start with that or hello world, whichever you like.
Yeah, so you go in this. So you click on it, and there is getting started thing. So you
Yeah.
go inside of the IDF, then it's Blink or Hello World, whatever that you want. So right now I'm using basically I'm using a graphical, like going into the stuff. But how do you go inside in CLI? So what you do is do CD, which is change
Change
directory,
directory. Yeah.
and in that you can do example. It's auto complete. If you press tab, then it auto completes. So I can click it, and if I want to see what are the different folders available, you do dir. So in dir you can check the one that we want to go is basically get started.
Get started.
So then again I do get cd, get tab, and then it completes for you. Get started. What you can do is, oh, not Bluetooth. I don't want to go on Bluetooth. ls So ls is for linux, but sorry, so di for windows, and
Yeah.
instead of that I'm going in blink.
CD blank.
So so once you are in blink, then you can try to do idf.py and just click enter. See, it gives you a lot of options. Now we have
Exactly.
different commands. So how do we, what are different commands? So it says everything is right in front of you. So all means it does build the whole project itself.
Mm-hmm.
So before going in this thing, so we'll head towards how to use this same functionality in VS Code and see what are the things we are doing inside of VS Code. That could be much more better. Basically, better than this. So install VS Code. If you guys don't know where to get VS Code, it's really simple. You go to VS Code. So just search VS Code and just search. You get the VS Code. You download this from this download code system. Download this Windows, and once it's installed, you just press OK, 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 yes, 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 and hopefully not read anything what it's saying. So yeah, that's how coders work. So VS Code, I have it installed already. So I'm going to VS Code. Okay, so hopefully it should start.
Can you please put your mic a little closer?
Oh,
Don't mind.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it audible now?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
perfect.
properly audible?
Perfect, perfect.
I'll just increase my volume.
Sure,
Uh,
sure.
okay. So yeah, so we are in VS Code. So this is the exact directory that we opened, like inside of this. So this is the getting started folder. Inside of that it's blink, and we need to open this whole project again. So how do we do that? In starting you have nothing like this. So um, yeah, I'm going to remove this and remove this as well. So once you open the the code itself, you get something like this. There is nothing. So what do we do is basically go to file, open a folder. So I go into a folder, and you go in this direction, which is basically exactly given in command line. So user Pratik ESP-IDF examples get started blink. So in blink you go and open the any blink folder, especially you click on blink and open. Uh, don't say. Okay. All right, I'm inside of ESP example, which is Blink, and in that you can see there is a code, little bit of code. It's already uh, available for you. You can uh, test. It's basically LED blinking thing on Node MCU. So if you go on Node MCU, so this chip has a small LED on top of it. I don't know where, but so no, like
It's DevKit
this,
V1. Yeah, this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
this one has LED on somewhere over here on enable or something like that. There is two LEDs actually. One is blue and one is red. So
Yeah.
the one with red, I think you can basically configure it to basically blink it. So that's what the whole code does. It blinks the uh, GPIO, pulls the GPIO to 1 and 0 simultaneously
Yeah.
for some time of delay. So it's 2 seconds of delay, and here it's 1 sec. So it will turn the LED off for 2 seconds and turn the LED on to 1 second. So that's all the whole thing. So
In
you
this
have this
program,
code. So
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but in this program we have to set up the GPIO number. So you can configure the
yeah,
GPIO
yeah,
number as
yeah.
two.
You can change the GPI number. So for that, you need to basically go into the documentation and data sheet to see where the pin, what
It's
pins
two.
does what thing.
It's
So
it's on
to do
GPIO two,
that,
by the way. Yeah.
yeah, this thing is a GPIO thing. So it is by default. It is added into the idea that it is a default print. So that's why it does. So you can do uh, you can do 13 or 14 or something like that based on what GPIO or pin number that you want. So you can say it any type of. So we can go into different examples where they use numbers actually. For now, we will basically try to compile this, change the code itself. Let's say change the code. So before that, there are different things inside of folder. So there is this Blink folder. Inside of that, there are like a main folder, and there is this CMake list. So this is basically includes the IDF path and tools and CMake for basically a compiler to, it's pointing towards the compiler and stuff. And this is a test example. If even if you delete this, I don't. I mean, it's a testing script that you can use. I don't use it, so I don't know much about it. So you can read about this on the documentation. And there's this make file. In make file, it says that here is where we make it. So and with what name? So the project name is Blink, and it includes the ESP-IDF path, which is already configured by that command line for you. So when you started the whole process, so yeah, here is adding the ESP-IDF tools to path, so it does everything for you. So there are different things, different modules which are needed to compile the whole code itself, which is basically it goes from C language to ones and zeros, so which ESP can understand and just toggle the pin on and off, or maybe interface with Wi-Fi or something. So yeah, so now I have the code ready and this thing, and you can find this on examples, right? So if you go inside of this, so you can see it in get started. So you can see hello world link, and there is a sample project as well, which you can use for yourself and then add your own code to it. So everything is available. So once it's done, so we open the command line, scroll down, and before that I need to make a change inside of VS Code. So let's say I want to change this to 5 seconds. So I do 500. So this is 1 second. 1 second is equal to 1000 ms. So that's what it's in ms. So you do this and control S. And then you go to this command line. So right now, once you have to use command line. Later, if I get a time, so if I can figure out how to use a terminal from inside of VS Code, which is this terminal, which is not working as of now. I don't know why, but I'll figure out stuff, and maybe we can make a small GitHub page where we can show how to do
basically
that.
the problem is there is an extension by ESP by Expressive for ESP-IDF to integrate it with the VS Code, but somehow it is glitchy and it doesn't work properly, right?
Yeah. It
There
has
are
two
some
bugs, and
bugs. Yeah.
it gives different errors in different kind of systems and
Exactly,
different types of Python packages, and there are like mismatch of the whole like installation process as well, and you have to manually configure the paths and everything. So it becomes
For now
a
we are
big
just
process.
using the VS Code just to edit the
The
complete code
Yeah.
and to make your project in the VS Code, and then you can build it with the ESP-IDF command prompt again.
Command prompt, yeah, which is exactly this
And
command prompt. And
Pratik, do tell us about the C++ properties page, the JSON one that you showed me.
oh yeah, exactly. So that is a CPP file. So if I turn this off, so let's say right now it's showing. How can I put it? So
basically when you will open this project, you
Open
will
this
see
project.
you have to make some configurations.
Yeah, exactly. So that those configurations are basically there is one new extension for C. This is not new; it's really old. So IntelliSense is a piece of code which basically says this is the toolchain, this is the
Exactly.
proper way to write a C code
So
and everything.
if I put it in simple terms, Visual Studio Code is just an editor. Then you
Yeah.
install this C++ extension in the Visual Studio, and then from there it can read your C++ code. So if you click on
Yeah.
the blink, Pratik, if you click on the blink once, yeah, you will see there are no errors. But when you are opening it in your computer, you will see a lot of errors just because the C++
Yeah.
isn't configured. So you have to configure it first. So in
Yeah.
order to do
So
that, you need to install this C/C++ compiler or the extension.
yeah, exactly. So you install this. So the way you install this is basically one if you are in Blink right now. So there is no extension or something like that. So you won't get this file inside of
Exactly.
your VS Code file. So you go in extensions and just C slash C plus plus. Right in front of you, it's the first option, intelligence, and you just click on it and just there will be option. Right now it's not enabled. So let's recreate the situation where I disable the whole C++ and whole thing.
You
Hopefully
need
it
to
should work.
reload. You need to reload. Yeah.
Yeah, it will show red lines or something like that under everything. It doesn't do it. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Maybe.
you have to uninstall it. But don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
You don't need to uninstall it. You just enable it and you just let us know about the steps.
Yeah. So once you are in this folder and in this file, you need to create a CPP file. In that CPP file, you put this whole commands. This is the configuration where you say the compiler path to say this to intelligence that the compiler and the GCC compiler extensor, which is point towards that GCC. So you what you have to do is basically change your username. So for me, it's Pratik. For Shrey, it's basically Shrey over here. For you, it might be home computer or something like that. I don't know. So you change this whole part and you're good to go. We'll make this
This
configuration
is
available.
yeah.
Mm.
I'll post a link in the description so that you
Yeah,
guys can
description. Yeah,
check it out.
you
Another
also
thing,
can use it.
actually, I'm requesting to control your PC.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here is what you can do is you can also include another path so that it can automatically detects the libraries, which is C slash in where. So basically it's the path of your ESP-IDF. So in my case I'm using ESP/ESP-IDF and then double asterisk. That means it will scan the complete folder and it will
Yeah,
not give you an error for the libraries that you are using, either it is MQTT
yeah.
or some other library. So you can do that also. So you can Pratik, you can change your path here. You can just write your ESP-IDF path and then it will make
Yeah,
sure that
exactly.
you are not using it will not give you an
One
error
second.
basically.
Yeah, I'll just do it. So to do that, you just simply go in this and go IDF
Yeah, you
and
can copy that
just
path.
copy this
Just
part and
just copy this path. Yeah.
just copy this part and go in here and what I can do is control it.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
you have this and a slash over here. So you just save this configuration and now if you are using any libraries or anything like that, so you can basically use those library and it gives you a method to basically write C program. So that's one good thing. So now let's build the whole project. So I made a change over here, made it 5 seconds. So you go in this. So once you go in this, and you're already inside of Blink. So you need to build the project. So idf dot py and build. So you just do it. So it will do the whole thing for you.
Till the time it is building, let us check the comments if someone is
Yeah.
asking something or
I don't know where it was.
okay. So
Okay, Pratik J, is it working on free toss? Free autos. So it does not work on FreeRTOS. So FreeRTOS, you can but FreeRTOS is supported in ESP32. That's what it is. So FreeRTOS is a piece of software which you can integrate with different microcontrollers and stuff. So ESP32 does support FreeRTOS functionality inside of their own IDF and environment itself. It is also supported by different STM, or you can say different. There are a lot of microcontrollers in that, like Texas instruments and stuff. So there are like things, old microcontrollers, new microcontrollers. So you can use RTOS for it's a real-time operating system, right? So you can basically interface it with any. So this one has two processors. So ESP32 has two processors. So those, there's one small processor and there's one big processor, and to the way it handles the program is completely based on how you program it. So you can run two parallel processes with each other.
And that is something wonderful about this ESP32. Actually, there is another processor which is called the ULP, ultra low power processor.
Ultra low power. It's a RTC. It is mostly people use for configuring the RTC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
hey Ganga, Ganga, you can ask your question. You are asking me on LinkedIn. Pratik is here and he'll answer it. So basically, Ganga is getting some error while configuring this ESP-IDF whenever she uses. Okay, so the same error Rocky here in this chat, he also showed me that they are getting this error whenever they use the command idf.py set target ESP32. They'll get this error.
If you can point the error, that would be great. Or maybe
Ganga, can you please
just put the whole error, like from the error, just copy the line and just paste it in the chat. That would be easy to understand.
Rocky and Ganga, if you both are here, please copy and paste that error so that we can answer it.
I think it's done. Oh yeah,
it's done.
Yeah. So I had some problem. Okay. So let's continue with the with what we are doing right now. Then we can figure out what are the problems and we can manually go through all the issues and errors. So once you have this project file, and right now what we did, it did the whole process and generating a lot of files and stuff. So those files you can view that file in VS Code. So there was no folder called build. Now there is a build folder, and this is where the whole magic happens. So this is the whole build folder, which has the like bins 1 and 0 file inside of it. So we can go into that later. Before that, we go. Now the build is complete. Now you need to flash. So I'll just connect my ESP32 to my computer. So one sec, give me a sec.
Okay, just to summarize the things again. First, what we have done is we have installed the complete tool chain for the ESP-IDF. Then we have cloned the complete repository from GitHub, and then we installed the ESP-IDF. Third one is we installed the Visual Studio code, and in the Visual Studio we have installed the C++ compiler extension. And now we have changed the properties. We have defined our compiler. See, when you program in C or C++, we use the Turbo C and Turbo C++ compiler. So this is the compiler which compiles the C++ code. But in ESP32, the compiler is extensa. So you have to, copy that path. You have to tell the Visual Studio that, okay, for the ESP codes, use the extensa compiler, not the Turbo C++ or something other. So in the properties, we changed that path, and we added another IDF path so that for all the libraries that we are using, it will get from where we are using. So basically that we have done so far, and we are using Visual Studio Code just for the programming part, but for building and monitoring the project, we are still using the ESP-IDF command prompt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So once you are in this layer connected, I've connected the ESP32 chip, and you can go into and check it. So you go in Windows and click on Device Manager, and in Device Manager you will be able to see the COM port of the ESP32 connected. So if I go in ports, and here I see Silicon Labs CP210X USB 2 UART bridge. So this is Silicon Labs. So ESP32 chip node MCU has a Silicon Labs chip which converts the USB data to a TTL data. So that is what it says basically. So it converts like from USB protocol to TTL protocol. So yeah, so you know that it's for COM number 13 and COM number 13. So you need to put that COM inside of. So if you don't do it, it will search for the port, best port, and it will just flash. Sorry. So you go in IDF dot py, and it's already there. So you can, it says or run idf.py -p port and flash. So I'm typing the same thing which is telling me to do this. So -p. So for me it's COM 3, and then you can do flash. Hopefully it will flash it. If it doesn't, you can anytime do just flash. Oh, it does. It's connecting, yeah. So there is one more important step while doing like flashing. There is this button which says boot on top of it, and you need to press that boot button. So once you press it, so right now I'm pressing it, and now it will go into that coding programming mode, and it does setting and stuff.
So
and
basically, it's like pressing the boot button will connect your GPIO 0 to the ground. So
yeah, exactly, and it puts the chip into the programming mode, and once that programming mode is enabled, it says that okay, accept all the new code that is available to you, and it accepts all the code, and once you restart it, it basically keeps on running the same thing. So the way to monitor the COM port is really easy. What do you think you can do? Like, you don't know what's going inside of the chip. So to do that, I'm going to do IDF. So I need to check that option. I need to find that option. So what I do is with idf.py, it will show me what I can do. So inside of it, you want to monitor the whole thing. So you search for it. Okay, I have monitor. So it says that it outputs the serial data. So once you go over here and do monitor, you don't need to put the COM port. It's already predefined. So there's only one ESP connected to my computer. So in your case, you can do -p and put the COM port. So let me try that command. I'm not sure if it will work. So I can do COM 3 monitor.
It will work.
Oh, it does. It does work. So yeah, and it tells. So in this starting, it says it is starting this bootloader and everything, chip number and different type of things. So it keeps on scrolling because it is a thing that. So to stop it, what you do is basically shift. I think it's shift.
Control C or shift or up.
Yeah, it's control bracket, closing curly bracket, and once you press that, it basically stops the running program. I mean, it doesn't stop the program running on the chip, but it disconnects you from the serial interface. So the way, if you want to compare it with the Arduino IDE, is basically if I go in Arduino IDE, so I have Arduino installed.
You can also tell them how to change the baud rate. So if you want to change the baud rate from 115 to 00, you can do that with the menu config.
Yeah. So the equivalent for this starting inside of command line is basically clicking this button. Serial monitor right now it's not available, but if you click it, then it goes to. So I can do it properly.
You can show them. You can show them. Yeah.
Yeah. If I close, see. It already.
It's the same thing.
It does the same thing. It's the same thing. Turning on LED off and on, the same thing. So let me go back. Let's move. Let's keep this aside, and let's go to changing the configuration inside of like features and stuff that you want to put inside of your file, which is basically the build file. So what I'm going to do.
If I'm not wrong, we can also put the same code in the Arduino IDE itself and we can upload it, right?
I think so. Yeah, you can do that thing. So you can copy this and just paste it
Paste
inside
it
of
on.
Arduino IDE. But
Yes,
you need
yes.
to completely install the Extensa and
Exactly.
Arduino configuration. So what you do is basically use the Arduino tutorial and then uh, try to blink it once, and then you can copy this code inside of put it in inside of Arduino IDE, and then you can see if it works. I haven't tried that because I don't use
So
uh,
the
this.
overall purpose of this live session or this video is to tell you that these are just the IDEs and you can use any editor. You can use Arduino IDE, you
Yeah,
can use Eclipse, you can use VS Code, you can use even Notepad if you are comfortable with it.
Notepad.
But
Yeah,
since
yeah,
we are all comfortable with the VS Code, so most of the people use VS Code or Eclipse IDE.
yeah. So recently people are starting to use VS Code.
Yeah.
So it is a new thing, and it is much more better than Eclipse or setting up everything inside of Eclipse.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's go in menu config, which is basically changing the settings, like changing the baud rate and stuff. So the way you do it is basically go the same thing. So I want to do menu config. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So you have the configuration, different type of configuration inside. So in SDK tool configuration, it's nothing but it says like, yeah, this is ESP extensor EL, like the default extensor toolchain, which is basically what we are compiling the same thing. So there are different variants for it. I haven't explored this option personally. So yeah, I don't know much about the whole chip. So we can do build type. Okay, no, not build type. So
serial
in
flasher config, I guess.
yeah,
This
so
one.
you go in serial flash config, and once you click over here, so you choose your SPI speed itself. So normally what I do is basically 80 megahertz, and the flash size is the thing that you get in variable format. So for particular this chip, the one I have has 4 MB of flash
This
on
is
top of
basically
it.
your SPIFs, SPI flash
Yeah,
memory.
SPIF.
Yeah,
Yeah. It is basically a hard drive for
hard drive for your
ESP32.
microcontroller. Yeah, for your
Yeah,
ESP.
yeah. So ESP32 is the main processor, and it has some space which can be categorized in different variants. So there are 2 MB version, 4 MB, 8 MB, and 16 MB. So the one I have is 4 MB, so I do 4 MB. And you can do what you can do is like check on this detect flash size on one bootloader. So what this does is basically when you start the idf.py, it knows that this is 4 MB or 2 MB or 8 MB by default. It will basically scan, like there's a piece of code which runs and tells that okay, this is 4 MB of flash or something similar thing. So or 8 MB or something. So once that's done, and now what you can do is like change the baud rate. So here detect. Okay, reset after flashing. If you want to reset the whole ESP32 after flashing, you can do this. And in monitor, you can choose different type of baud rates. So normally it's for standard, lot of standard thing, it's 15200 BPS, bits per second. And once you do that, you just press S and just save it. So press enter and again enter, and then escape. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. And you can do example configuration. So this is one interesting thing, that you can change the GPIO number of ESP pin number inside of menu config. So if I go in this example configuration, I go inside of this and I can change this pin number 5 to anything like 12, or I can do 15 or maybe 18 or something, like anything from 0 to 0 to 34. There are like 34 pins, so you can do that. So make sure that you read the data sheet before and then do this. So I'll keep it 5, click enter, S, enter, and then escape. So yeah, so you do this first and then maybe have a maybe if you have any doubts or something like that, then we can maybe keep this whole explanation part of what are the things that we can do maybe later, and explain each of
Exactly.
these libraries and what exactly it means, like what is FreeTOS. So I think someone just asked me about what is FreeTOS. I don't remember his name. Yeah, Nitin, we can explain it later, like what does FreeTOS
Okay,
means
so
inside
Rocky
of.
has posted an error, which is executing CMake G Ninja. Okay, okay.
Uh,
Get started. Link
mm,
not found.
yeah, so in your case, Rocky, I think you have not installed Git. Uh, you have found everything, but Python checked and CMake G Ninja executing. So I think the one that you have pasted now is not the first command that you have is not an error. I think it is so the next error.
I'll share the screenshot with. He has shared the screenshot with me. I'll take a look at it and then I'll revert it. Okay, so
You have installed it. So it might be a issue of
are you executing this command in any of the example folder, or are you executing it just in the ESP-IDF?
anywhere. Yeah, you cannot run it anywhere. You need to
Yeah,
be in that folder.
you have to be
So
in that folder only.
yeah,
Whichever example you are using. If it
yeah,
isn't working with the Blink, try to do it with the Hello World or any other example. Just go to that directory and then run this command.
yeah.
Maybe you
So
can
right
try.
now I'm in Blink folder. See,
Yeah.
can if you can see the screen, I'm on inside of Blink folder, and inside of Blink folder, one sec. I think it's not loaded yet. So yeah, if you can see the screen, I'm inside of Blink folder, and inside of Blink folder, you can execute the command itself, which is this command, like idf-py.
Mhm.
And like if the idf-py.py this thing works, then your anything should work. Like everything should be easy for you to execute. You're saying but not working. So
You can
yeah,
try
maybe
this
there is a
full
special
clean. You
case.
can try this full clean. It will erase your complete build, or you can try the clean. I have told you before. So is it working with the clean or full clean?
He has some issues with respect to, I think it's basically the path itself. I think he has some issues with the path. It's not IDF issue, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's okay. It's okay. We'll maybe have a like a small meeting where we just explain it to you.
Can you run this command once at your IDE, Pratik?
Yeah, for me, yeah, I can.
Yeah,
So
IDF.
so if I do full clean,
No, not full clean. First, try to run the set target. Set target ESP32.
okay, set target. Okay, set target and what ESP32?
Yeah.
Just ESP32. There is nothing.
Yeah.
Is it the same
No,
thing?
you have to write it in small lowercase.
Okay, lowercase.
Maybe it will give the
Yeah,
same.
it does it.
Yeah, it does.
It does it. So
It does. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, it does work. If you get the idf.py working, then everything will work for you.
Okay.
So see here's where it's doing its thing. Yeah, build files have written to see. Yeah, built and built. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so there is a discussion in the comment section which IDE is the best. Someone is Nitin is saying VS Code is best. IoT with PK is saying Arduino IDE is best. See, it totally depends on your taste. I'd say if you are comfortable with the Arduino IDE, please stick to it. If you are comfortable with the VS Code, you can do that. But again, there is difference between Arduino IDE and ESP-IDF. Don't compare these two things. So they
Yeah,
are
those are completely based on what you basically
exactly.
have here in your mind. So let's say you have a, if you want to do a quick project, I like I can use a normal ID, Arduino ID.
Yeah.
If you want to do a full product development or something like that, and you want to use like your product uses ESP32 or something like that, then I would prefer to go with native C language and using the IDF to just program
That's the
everything.
same thing I told in my previous video, that if you want the complete hold over your program, you start
Yeah,
better using ESP-IDF for the
yeah,
ESP32.
yeah,
There are a lot of options, there are a lot of libraries, and it'll give you, complete free RTOS support and other things that you can work
yeah,
with.
yeah. And for fact, I think Arduino, what Arduino does is basically uses the same libraries itself,
Exactly, exactly.
which are already inside of ESP IDF, I think. So so you can basically clean your projects, put targets, and do different. Elaborate a bit. What do you mean? What do you want to hear about? Like, what should we elaborate about?
Ganga, are you asking about the difference between the IDE and IDF? Arduino IDE or IDF? So let me just conclude it. See, Arduino IDE is just for the project level, but when you go for the product level, you can't use Arduino IDE. You have to stick to the ESP-IDF if you are developing something for the ESP32 boards. So this is something.
It is not a default thing that
Now, yeah, obviously it's not a default thing, but again, so
yeah,
whatever features or whatever libraries the Espressive company that they are releasing it first for the this ESP-IDF, and
idea.
after a while they will publish a library for this Arduino IDE. Take
Yeah.
Rainmaker for an example. If you guys watched my video on the Rainmaker is another project by the Espressive. They first launched it for the ESP-IDF only. The Rainmaker thing completely works on the ESP-IDF, and now I guess they are working to develop the libraries, the Rainmaker library for the Arduino, so, because there are more users for the Arduino IDE as well. So yeah, whenever there is a new library, or whenever they are publishing or starting new project, it's always for the ESP-IDF, because this is the native development complete framework
Environment.
for the
Yeah.
ESP32.
So if you have any questions about IDF or something like that, you can put them in the comments of this live stream, and I'll personally just comment on, like point towards a good resource of maybe a issue where they have already solved the issue that you're occurring with, and you're facing some issues with some issue while installation or something like that. I can post the links and point it towards a Stack Overflow thread or something like that where they have already solved the issue for you or something like that. You can just put it, or maybe just ask the question now, and then we can maybe sort
Sure,
of
sure, sure, sure.
tell you what to do exactly.
I've shared the link of your profile in the description of this video as well. So if any of you have any problem or queries, you can directly ping Pratik.
Yeah, you can just ping me on my and I think I'm on just LinkedIn, so you
Yeah.
can ping me over there, and then maybe we can sort of work out a way where we can solve the issue that we have. I mean, like, let's see, don't just spam every day. So don't spam every day, because normally I do work, so make sure that I have time or something. We'll try ESP IDF again and let you know. Yo, thanks. So yeah, you just try it out the way that we have already mentioned, or maybe what we can do is basically I have a small video where I'll just send Shrey a video of the whole installation process. Maybe Shrey, can you just upload the video that I'll just send it to you maybe today or tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'll upload it. No issues, no
Yeah,
issues.
so I have a video where which basically explains the whole installation process and using ESP IDF.
Sure. Actually, I'll share that article if you don't mind. Whatever you have sent me today. Or is it specifically for Circuit Digest?
No, just Don't say the name. Copyright.
Okay, got it. Sorry. Okay, we'll share the link after some time.
Yeah, we'll share. We'll discuss upon it and then maybe just share
Yeah,
it to you. It is not a big deal actually. So the only thing that you have to keep in mind is it's already there. The only thing that you need to do is basically Google stuff on your Google stuff. I think if you run with any problem, I am sure that you can find the solution for it by just Googling.
exactly. So the overall idea is, we all know that each and everything is already available on the internet, and the overall idea of making this videos and whatever I do on YouTube is just to present the things in a simplified manner so that you can work on it. You don't have to go to different websites or scroll through Google and other websites. You just find each and everything under one roof. So that is the main aim, and I hope.
I hope that they will be sort of they'll solve the issues and stuff. I think
Yeah.
you can basically make like good, really good projects using ESP-ID.
Exactly.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It's basically understanding the whole, like you rediscover C language for first time. That's the exact statement for it. So you need to basically put some time. It's not that easy like what Arduino.
Just another pros and cons what
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
discussing about.
So it has its pro, yeah,
Yeah.
it has its pros and it has its con as well.
Another
So the con
pro
is
point,
time.
another pro point that I'd like to tell everyone is there are two things. Like if you write you are coding with Arduino IDE on your resume, you might get rejected on your job. But if
Yeah,
you
yeah, that's
write
for sure.
you are,
That's for sure.
yeah. But if you write like you are coding on the ESP IDF, you'll surely get the job.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be able to get a job quickly.
Exactly.
Like,
So that is another reason that you might start working with the ESP IDF.
yeah. If you talk about like Atmos Studio and not about Arduino IDE, it basically programs the same chip but in different way.
Different
So
way,
that's
yeah.
how it is. So in terms of product development, you stick to native SDK. So that's how it's basically done by a lot of people, and everyone recommends in industry standard that it is recommended to work with SDKs because they give you a premium feature in comparison with open source project itself. So this is also open source. So ESP32 is also open source. But if you want to work with maybe Silicon Labs chip or NXP chip or maybe a different type of STMs or maybe Texas Instrument, you need to get that chip and then get a license on it and then get the whole stack of codes. So everyone has a native SDK way of programming things. It's just that ESP32 is a company which is totally giving their knowledge material outside, and they are supportive of open source development. So it basically uh, increases the open source community as well and makes a lot of project easy. So yeah, traditionally every microcontroller has Arduino library. Like not every microcontroller, but most of them do have the hobby level. They do have. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, just post it in the chat. We
Meanwhile,
are,
I was searching for Sai Prakash. If he's
yeah.
there, please.
He's not there. Sai Prakash is not there. We need to kick him out of the group. We hartal. We need to do hartal against Sai Prakash. We won't attend his podcast one day.
Exactly. वो हमारे लाइव सेशन पे नहीं आया, हम उसका पॉडकास्ट नहीं सुनेंगे.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we are going to do.
Okay, that's great. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. But we missed you, Sai Prakash. Please, Sai Prakash, you're not there. We feel sad about it.
Promise करने के बाद नहीं आया.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, after 3 comments, like, can you imagine? Yeah, 3 comments on LinkedIn. It didn't
I
change.
mean, yes. I really like this little community of us. People like you,
It
me,
makes things,
Sai,
yeah.
Kanga, Rocky. These are all all these 10 people who are watching this. I mean, see, number really doesn't matter as of now because we are all starting. But these 10 people, they really matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it does matter because you're like imagine like giving your spreading your little bit
Okay,
of
okay.
knowledge to
Thank you
someone.
so
Like
much,
even if
Nitin.
it's like 9, it's okay.
Thank you so much, Nitin.
Thanks, Reggie. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Nitin, do tell me about that interview. If you need to know anything, please let me know. Okay, guys. So if you guys have any questions, then please ask. Otherwise, we are just ending the stream.
Yeah, we'll end the stream and maybe create a document where you can see the whole process itself.
Sure.
Yeah, I've sent the document to Shrey, but let's see. I'll make some changes and need
Sure,
to
sure, sure.
let to see what are the legal aspects of everything, and then we'll release the document.
नहीं वो नितिन यार वो बिजी होगा कहीं पे ऐसे मतलब ब्लेम नहीं करना चाहिए we were just pulling his leg.
Yeah, he's a busy man. He's a really busy man. He's like, but it's Saturday, dude. I feel like he should have come, man, like
अरे
for at
नहीं
least a
आज
minute.
अरे आज सैटरडे है वो अपना पॉडकास्ट में बिजी होगा. यूजुअली सैटरडे संडे को शूट करता है तो दैट इज द
Oh yeah. He shoots on Saturday. Yeah, his podcast might be coming. Maybe I think he sends releases podcast on Sundays.
नहीं
Yeah.
वो एक बार मेरा और उसका डिस्कशन चल रहा था बट ऐसा पूरा मतलब उसने अपना पूरा टाइमलाइन बना के रखा है कि इस सैटरडे इनके साथ इस सैटरडे इनके साथ फिर पीछे वाले को पोस्ट करना है तो ही इज अ बिजी मैन.
Yeah. Schedule his time. His on his time like properly.
Okay then. Sure.
All right, you not now, but tomorrow I'll send all my
Okay.
questions. All right, cool.
Sure.
You can send the questions and we'll figure out a way to
Okay,
reach
so
out to you.
tomorrow also I'm planning another live stream which is basically on the product, developing the product and how to start a startup in home automation and stuff. So abhi recently I was scrolling through YouTube and I found this video where title says home automation के नाम पे लूट रहे हैं इंडिया में. So I've gone through that video. So I was telling the same story to Pratik as well. So
I mean, it sounds really corny. I don't know why. Like ऐसा कुछ scam कर रहा है, ऐसा कुछ लग रहा है.
Exactly. So that guy was telling that okay, you can do the complete home automation under $500, and I was like, ठीक है dude, तुम 10th क्लास वाले प्रोजेक्ट को अपने स्विच बोर्ड में फिट कर रहे हो और फिर बोल रहे हो कि मतलब इंडिया में लूट रहे हैं, ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है.
It is not a thing. It takes lot of efforts and to build an IoT
so
product.
वो एक जो बबल था वो बस्ट करना था तो मैंने उस पर अच्छा पूरा मतलब एक ऐसे लिख के उस पर कमेंट किया एक एक पॉइंट को बट देन ही डिलीटेड द कमेंट. So I think it's time. Ganga, I'll post the time tomorrow morning. Maybe it's around 3 p.m. I guess.
It's not a new trend actually, Ganga. It's like a really old thing. IoT was there, but it was called SCADA or something like that.
प्रतीक तो बोर भी हो गया है उससे होम ऑटोमेशन से.
Yeah, exactly. I'm bored of home automation.
इसका सैचुरेशन आ चुका.
Yeah, my saturation is. Yeah, I don't want home automation anymore. मैं उठ लूँगा. अगर बत्ती जलानी है तो मैं उठ लूँगा और जाऊँगा और मैन्युअली कर लूँगा. I don't want home automation to do my stuff.
Okay, so IoT with PK. So can we create a hotspot and CP mode at the same time?
Yeah, exactly. You can do that. So there is this access point mode where you basically create the access point. You call the function called access point, and it will set both.
AP mode and station mode.
Yeah, station mode. Yeah, station mode and access point mode. So you can do the same thing.
Okay then, I'll see you guys.
So there is this new. Look at this comment. Like Nitin said, we can't create a programming by whitehead junior. Yeah, true. That is really true. I wish there was white junior.
Don't use that name. Don't use that name. मेरे वीडियो पे कॉपीराइट इशू आ जाएगा. बैन कर देंगे मेरे को.
Delete the word.
बीप. ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला हम लोगों ने. प्लीज
कुछ नहीं बोला.
मत करना यार मेरे ऊपर.
Nitin, we
बहुत
are
अच्छी
coming
कंपनी है
towards
तुम
you.
लोग की.
We'll find you just because you said stuff about the company.
हाँ गंगा टोटली एग्री विद यू. इट्स नॉट अ नॉर्मल थिंग फॉर द इंडियन मार्केट, बट भाई वो बंदा 5 साल अपने आईओटी में ऐसे दे चुका है कि वो तंग आ चुका है इन सब चीज़ों से.
Yeah, it is. नहीं बहुत hard भी नहीं बोल सकते, बहुत easy भी नहीं बोल सकते. It is a combination. So it is a field where both things comes together, software and hardware, which makes it tricky. So you have to make everything synchronized to get your results.
भाई अभी सिर्फ 1200 1250 सब्सक्राइबर हैं. स्ट्राइक मत दिलवाओ मेरे चैनल पे. ऐसा
Yeah,
नहीं होगा.
exactly.
अरे नितिन ने वो कमेंट डिलीट कर दिया. थैंक यू
Thank you, thank you.
नितिन. ऐसे तो भाई हम लोग बात करते रहेंगे. आई गेस इट्स टाइम. बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया. We'll
Yeah.
end up this stream and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, if you want more of my stuff, you let Shreya know about it, and
Yeah,
then we
sure,
can have
sure.
a different type of topic or something like that related to product development or something like that.
हाँ, गंगा बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नया है यार. ये मेरा बिजनेस बंद करवाएगा ये तो. बिल्कुल नया है. अभी इसको अच्छे से फैलाना है. ऐसे कैसे पुराना हो गया? इसके लिए पुराना है. हम लोग के लिए नया है.
बहुत नया है. It is automatics. Everything is automatic.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. अब मेरे ब्रांड की प्रमोशन करो.
Yeah, Smartden. Subscribe to Smartden. Like buy stuff from Smartden.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you learned something new and stay tuned.
Yeah, sure. I'll accept it. I didn't get time to accept it. I was setting up the whole camera and everything. Yeah, sure. I'll do it on LinkedIn.
Sure. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for being there, and I hope you guys again learn something new. And I wish. बिल्कुल फैलाएंगे बिल्कुल. Okay then. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care. Good night and have a nice weekend. Maybe nice Sunday. And yeah. All right. Bye.
Ta-da, bye. And a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ganga. Thank you so much. And the stream.